This is who I was, but it's definitely not who I am. Welcome to Vegas Prison Stories. Alright, let's jump right into this. Wes Watson. So I'm going through and I'm looking at all these different channels. Being a new YouTuber, that's very important. You want to know who's who, kind of what they're doing, and stuff like that. So the YouTube prison genre, there's different subsets in it. There's intellectual, there's spiritual. Like, if you want spiritual, don't go to Wes Watson. That dude's, I mean, he says some slick stuff, but at the end of the day, the dude's a fraud. If you want spiritual, go to Frank's Positive Vibes. That dude, bar none, make you feel real good. If you want intellectual, you go see Aaron over at California Convictions. The dude is the most brilliant prison YouTuber, bar none. If you want funny and entertaining, you take your ass to Splinter. Splinter at Prison POV is by far the best storyteller. But then you got this guy, Wes Watson, who has this raw, he's a cartoon character. This dude, if I had to draw a cartoon of what an inmate is, it'd be Wes Watson. It's over the top. I even had a YouTube channel get a hold of me today, and he told me, and it made total sense. This dude is, when you watch Wes Watson, it's like watching the movie Get Hard. It's the same thing. This dude's an act. He's a fraud. And we're going to expose that today. So being a good wood from the wood pile, automatically, I know a dude like that that's yelling and super hyper over the top, you're not going to last long on any yard. You're not. Nobody's going to stand for that, bro. You're not going to start yelling at me. I don't know who the fuck you think you are. I'm a grown man, bro. I'm going to do the hokey pokey and turn your ass around. I promise you that. And I don't care how many muscles you got. Now, in one of his stories, and it's one that I made a little snippet of, he called himself the shot caller. And first of all, nobody's ever been introduced to me, and I've never been introduced to somebody as being the shot caller. You know, it doesn't work like that. This dude has the keys, or that's the head, or you know what I'm saying? That's the guy. Stuff like that. Nobody walks around a yard talking about I'm the shot caller. On YouTube, sure, I get it. I'll let that one slide. On YouTube, if you're telling a story and you want to talk about who has the keys, you just say he's the shot caller. But really, he's like the big homie, you know, that type of thing. We'll let that slide, Wes Watson. You said that you were a shot caller on a level 2 yard. Now, he said that he did 18 months in the hole, right? For firing on some dude on the day room and beating his ass while he was on the ground. Well, being a wood, I know better. First of all, you ain't fighting in the day room against another wood. Second of all, you hit that man while he's on the ground. Now there's a problem. What you did was you ran up and you sucker punched some dude, dumped him, and then pounded him while he was on the ground and went completely against all the rules. And then you got your ass removed. That's how that works. 10 years this man spent in prison. 10. 8 years in, he's still carrying his paperwork, hooping it, like he says. Bro, if you're the shot caller and your hand's always up like you say it is, and you only got in one fight in 10 years, your hand's not up. And if you claim that your hand is always up, well, they got a word for that. And it's not shot caller, it's torpedo. You were put on torpedo status, basically, for 10 years, but you only did one fight that got you sent to the hole, and it was a bad move, and you got your ass beat up for it and removed off that unit. Why would you have to hoop your paperwork? If you're the shot caller, that means that the who's who knows who you are. You don't just make yourself the shot caller. The guys that are really somebody, they're the ones who tell you you got the keys. You don't just walk into a unit thinking you're all buff and say, hey man, this is my unit now. It don't work like that. Hokey pokey. So why would you have the need to put your paperwork in your butt, ride on a bus for a week to Oklahoma so that you can show them I'm Wes Watson from Dago? Bro, they should already know that. You were a top dog shot caller with your hand up all the time. And how are you not a member of anything? You're not SKS, you're not any of that. I'll give you this. Maybe you don't want to go the skin route. I didn't, but my hand wasn't always up either. If I had to fight, I would fight. So all these people who say, oh, you're not bad. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm bad. Wes Watson's the one trying to pretend he's bad. So you can try and break me down all you want. You can say, oh, you look soft. I've been beat up by way bigger pussies than Wes Watson. Believe that. And not just that. The hoop and the paperwork thing, your paperwork follows you. It'll be there in a week or two. It's not going to take that long. So even if, after 8 years in prison, doing all of this stuff that you said that you did, even if you hit a yard and nobody recognized you for being the big badass that you are, and nobody knew who you were, and that's why you felt like you need your paperwork, it would follow you. It would follow. You have 30 days to get your paperwork in. It's going to take a week or two to get there. That's just faulty. Nobody sticks their paperwork in their butt and drives across the country with it. It just doesn't happen like that. And if it does, y'all need to chill the fuck out. Now, when he got to Oklahoma, he put on this big story about how he was in the riot. Guess what, people? The riot was between the blacks and the Mexicans, and the Woods weren't involved. We didn't jump. Who were you fighting for, Wes Watson? I don't know. Maybe his name is Wes Watson. Doesn't make sense to me, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I can't tell you how many riots have happened in High Desert. I'm not going to claim I was even near 99% of them. How many removals were at High Desert? I didn't even know they happened because I was over here and it was happening over there. Like, this dude had to take the biggest thing and say that he was there. And there are multiple people on YouTube that were actually in that fight. There's black dudes on YouTube. There is Mexicans on YouTube that were in that scrap that said, what's this dude talking about? The whites weren't even involved. They stayed over and watched. Now, he had another story about how he got to a yard and there was a SKS that had the keys. And the first thing he did was punk the SKS dude. Bro, get the fuck out of here. You ain't punking nobody. You'd have been removed that day. You'd have been removed on the spot. Bro, you don't have to act so hard. That's the problem with Wes Watson. He puts out this amazing message with these slick little isms like, you know, the sky is blue and so should your heart. But he screams it at you. This dude's on steroids. Have you ever seen what Wes Watson looked like when he got out of prison? Go to More Plates, More Dates. Wes Watson. He's nowhere near as big as he is right now. This dude has clearly been cycling since he got out. Absolutely not natural. And looked nothing like that in prison. From what I understand, he was still a big dude, you know what I'm saying? And he still had that muscle. But the dude he kind of over off on his own, doing all these exercises all crazy. And he definitely wasn't running no machine. He wasn't doing none of that. He's not breaking nothing down. Burpees for himself, and if he gets himself a little follower here or there, probably burpees for them. Until he flashes on them for some weird reason, like showering naked or something. So let's talk about that one. This dude says, in the penitentiary, it's out of respect that you shower with your mother clothes on. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I've talked to white boys from California about this, and not just one or two, everyone that I can find. I've showered in my boxers before. Like, that's almost kind of a normal thing. You go working out, you hit the shower, you got your boxers on, boom, you shower in your boxers. That's normal. That's normal. But he said that you get on, you soap up all of your clothes, you get them nice and clean, then you take them off so that you're not smelling your house up or some kind of weird stuff. Like, they sell Tide. They sell Tide. We clean our clothes in the toilet or in our lockers. What are you talking about? You shampoo your clothes up and nobody thought that was weird? Nobody said anything? That would be the first thing I'd be like, bro, you see what this dude's doing right now? That's a J-Cat move. Every time he comes in from the yard, this dude's in his clothes. Over there, rah-rah-rahing. This dude ain't right. And I wouldn't want him nowhere around me. I wouldn't deal with a dude like that. You can't be around me. You're too weird. So his channel's called GP. If Wes Watson was to, for some reason, get arrested and go back to prison in California, he would never be allowed on a GP yard again. He got one of Splinter's boys caught up on a case and got him more years, and a lot more years at that, from talking his stories. And you can say, oh, well, you tell stories. I do. I've been out of prison for 11 years, and I've been off paperwork for 9. Everything I talk about happened before I even went to prison. I can freely talk about anything I want because I've never killed anybody and I've never committed a capital crime. So everything that I talk about is well beyond the statute of limitations. And I would never put somebody's name out that could face any kind of repercussions for me saying something. But he openly on YouTube said something and got this dude more time. He will never be allowed back on a GP yard. First of all, he called himself the shot caller. That's going to get you removed right away. You're going to hit the yard. They're going to say, you said you were who? And turn his ass around. Now, would I be able to? I don't know. We'll see after I'm done telling all my stories. For now, absolutely. A year from now? Who knows? Who cares? I'm not going back to prison. And you can say, oh, Wes Watson isn't either. And that's probably true. That dude's driving around in Lamborghinis and all that, and you can say I'm jealous. I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to tell stories. I have no agenda. I'm not trying to sell you any kind of program. I'm not trying to get you to cash at me any money so that I can sell you spiritual, holy water or anything like he is. I'm just trying to tell my stories. If I make some money, I make some money. I'm not going to be a millionaire off of this. That dude, his whole plan, he had a business plan when he got out. And it all started with these lies. He's faulty. That dude's a fraud. He's no better than Bernie Madoff. So like I said, if you're into the wood side of things, go check out Prison POV with Splinter. That's the best one we got. That's the best California politic, west of the country, storyteller, the realist. This dude is self-deprecating. He doesn't give a shit. He just tells his stories. And he doesn't look good in half of his stories. Just like me. I look like an asshole when I tell my stories. I look like a piece of shit. And I'm fine with that because I was. But they're still my stories. This is my life. This is the life I've lived. What am I supposed to do? Not tell my story? So that's my spiel. That's what I got on Wes Watson. You guys are following the wrong dude. You want to put money in somebody's pocket? Go put money in Splinter's pocket. Or go put money in Rojo's pocket. Or Gunner's. Oh my God. Go watch Gunner. Way more entertaining. And he won't yell at you. He won't call you a fat piece of shit. You guys are following the wrong dudes on YouTube. Making millionaires out of liars. Like me, hate me. I really don't give a shit. But at least know the facts. And the facts are, your dude's a fraud. Thank you for coming to Vegas Prison Stories. I'll see you next time. Unless you're a Wes Watson fan, you know what I'm saying? Then I probably won't see you again, and I'm totally fine with that too. Drop the clutch and spin them, geek. I don't give a shit. Until next time, have a great day. This is who I was, but it's definitely not who I am. Welcome to Vegas Prison Stories.